NC3Z. NC3Z.
NJ2 US.
All right, I got you. Hope Nick can get that wire transfer back. Where did you end up buying your TV from? Monitor, whatever it was.
Oh, MSI.
Oh, directly, okay.
Yes, direct from their operation in California.
All right, let's go. Okay. Something happens when I trying to track it down, but something happens on receiver 2 with the bandwidth that shows when I go to transmit. It ends up focusing in like about 20 kilohertz of bandwidth from one edge to the other, and I have to cycle the RX2 to fix it. It usually happens as a result of activating a subreceiver.
we ended up with 1.54 inches of rain yesterday and over this morning, or I guess last night.
Yeah, we thought we were going to get something here, but we ended up with 0.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's nice to get a week up because, yeah, it was getting there.
NC3Z. Hello.
Hello, Ted.
Hello. Good evening, all. No rain here either.
It's pretty bad.
I'm thankful we get some. Actually, it wasn't a deluge. It was over like a 12-hour period. That inch and a half came, so it was a good soaking rain. NC3Z on the 30.
NJ2US.
NC3Z. A little noisy tonight.
Not hearing anything here.
A little static. Like an S7. Coming in from work, deer pops out the road. 25 miles an hour. Boom. 22-year-old woman right in the back of me.
You hit somebody behind you?
No, the opposite. He didn't stop or couldn't stop or whatever.
Oh, so you did like a brake check.
Yeah, well, that would have been better.
You know a good body shop?
I already talked to my boss. I just give her the center of tech. Unbelievable, you know. The deer are incredible, man. I mean, since the beginning of rut, I guess that's the reason why.
Yeah. I put about 200 feet of police yellow tape around my South 20 in the woods.
For what?
Hopefully if they're rutting, they see it and they turn.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were trying to ward off, like, hunters.
That's the problem. Nobody's hunting anymore. That's why there's so many of them.
I just found out like a week or two back at the township I work in, there's no hunting. That's crazy.
Yep. It blocks so much of it off that these deer are going crazy, and then these liberals are going to start crying about it.
I'm a little upset that the officer wouldn't cite her for following too close.
That's weird.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I wasn't here. It's a dark road. Things happen. Like, okay. That's the way it is.
Sometimes in accidents, trying to prove a motor vehicle violation is not worth the aggravation. The insurance companies do their own thing anyway, regardless of what the cops do.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, it's not like I was driving in reverse. You know, I always thought I always thought following too close was not in control. Guess not so. Could have been worse. I could have hit the deer. It would have been double whammy.
state statutes for following too closely are very, they're very liberal in their interpretation of what it means to be too close. And quite frankly, if something causes the driver in front to stop suddenly and the person in the rear hits the front car, that is not prima facie proof of following too close.
Oh, no kidding. I was under the impression that if you're not in control because of pacing, then, it's an automatic.
Now, if you think about it, say you're going down a highway and everybody's doing 60 miles an hour, and you're following that car, and then that car suddenly jams on its brake, how confident are you that you could stop?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that scenario. A good way of describing it.
Anyway, the way the law is worded, it's pretty simple. It's a one-sentence law in New Jersey. It says the driver of a vehicle shall not follow another vehicle more closely than is reasonable and prudent, having due regard to the speed of the preceding vehicle and the traffic upon and condition of the highway. There's really nothing in there about no person shall follow another vehicle that they can't stop quickly enough to avoid striking the one in front of them that they stop quickly, right? The law just doesn't say that.
Yeah, well, what you read off is open to interpretation somewhat.
Yeah, it's reasonable and prudent, which are words when trying to enforce law are very difficult to describe in a courtroom.
Well, I can tell you who got the worst of it, and it wasn't me.
Yeah, the one time I hit a deer, it totaled my car. That was a few years ago, but it was this time of the year, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I had a deer hit once. It was, back in 19 maybe? It was $7,000 and still drivable.
I drove my car home and they still totaled it.
Well, that's the thing I don't like. And I was trying to tell that to the policeman. I said, you can't get parts. They just don't exist right now, especially. And I said, it's, a 25-mile-an-hour road. In fact, there's a tenth of a mile ahead of me is one of those flashing signs that records your speed and then displays the proper speed. But that seemed to be prudent. She was in a tow truck. Non-drivable. She went right underneath my bumper, receiver, tow hitch, all that kind of stuff.
The car that hit you was a tow truck?
No, I meant to say she had to be towed. I'm sorry, I didn't say that right. She had to be towed where I drove away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was no antifreeze and transmission fluid and grill parts and everything on. I heard coolant escape. I heard the condenser go. Well, anyway, enough of that.
And my deer strike was unwitnessed except by me. And
I pulled over and I called the state police, and the troopers came right out. They were there in just a couple minutes, and he was just telling me, he says, look, I just got it. The only thing I'm doing here is, I'll do a report for you, but I have to find a piece of deer on the front of your car.
Oh, that should be real evident. There's always hair. I see that a lot.
Yeah, it was hair and blood. Yeah. So he goes, you're good to go. I go, so basically what you're saying is if I ran off the road and I tried to say it was a deer, I'd be jammed up? And we both looked at each other and said, well, no, not really.
Is that true, though?
Not really. It just makes the report a little more concise, right, as to the cause. Hit a deer. Proof was there's evidence of deer in the grill, right? Yeah. So it checks off a couple boxes. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, they didn't ask for anything. Yeah, well, they did, but I couldn't find the current insurance. I had a whole bunch of them that were all the same. They were, like maybe 6 months out. Well, the most current. He's like, I'll just use this. He didn't seem too concerned.
Wow, New Jersey was one of the last states to allow you to show something on your phone. You used to have the paper. You couldn't even use a photocopy. You had to have the actual card that the insurance company prints, but they've since changed that. Now you can show digital evidence of insurance by popping it up on your phone.
Yeah, he didn't even ask. Wow. He just said, give me the one you have that's most current, which was 6 months expired.
NC3Z.
NJ2US.
N3Z. Where's the rest of the guys at? No one around tonight?
Yeah. Still early.
Oh, okay.
Good. Full house last night.
Oh, yeah? I've been coming home and passing out. We are so busy.
And you wonder why you had an accident.
Yeah. Thought about that. I'm amazed what gets me the most is I'm amazed at how some people are so callous and it's just me, get out of my way. It didn't seem to be like that when I was a driver in the 70s and the 80s.
I'll keep an eye on your flare. Harry, I'm looking at the D region map, which is usually pretty reactive within a minute or so. There's looks like another M class over Australia.
Okay. Hasn't popped yet.
I'm still showing C2.9.
So you're looking for a blackout?
It wouldn't affect us here because we're not on the lit side of the planet right now.
I look at the cluster week after week. It's in yellow. M-class flares expected. It becomes a commonplace to see that under the SFI.
Yeah. Anytime you're approaching sunspot maxima, that's typical.
We had 10 wide open last Saturday. I didn't even have this amp is not good for AM, but I was doing AM with 50 watts up at the top of 10 meters. It was amazing. We're working across the pond.
10's been very reliable daily for almost 2 months now. It's not open right now, but
it's been consistently open. Where the disappointment is 6 meters.
I wish now that I have a little power for 6, I wish I could get an opening. I heard it a couple of weeks ago on a Sunday, I think it was, and I missed it.
Well, why does that amp not work on AM?
No, it does not like throw a continuous carrier and go in the fault.
Which amp is it?
It's the Lux.
Huh.
Yeah, it does not like anything. It doesn't like tuning. With an amp on it, a couple seconds it'll go continuous carrier.
Oh. Speaking of tuning, do you see PalStar came out with a relay switching auto tuner?
Yeah, I saw that. I meant to post it. I saw it a couple of weeks ago, but it's only 1,000 watts.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed at that, and I'm not quite sure what their hook is. Something about, I don't know. It seems like it's nothing more than it will, if you go into tune, it won't key your amplifier. I don't know. They were trying to harp on some feature that didn't seem like anything fancy to me.
No, a lot of ones do that, but it has the same display as the LA1K.
This is non-manual, I take it. This is an auto.
Yeah, it's an auto tuner, but it's not a. But it uses swapped fixed inductance and capacitance relays, like most of the modern tuners. It's not a variable inductor.
Oh, like a latching relay.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
I think the technical term from up above us is a clicker.
A clicker tuner. Yep.
Yeah, that's what the Yasers do. You know, you put them in a tune. They're real fast, and as they start to find resonance, they get slower and slower.
Relay clacking or variable capacitors and inductors?
Relays. You hear the latching, the clicking of the relays.
That's what was always cool about the PW1 and some other older transceivers like the Kenwood 940 actually had servo-driven inductors and capacitors.
Yeah, my 850 is like that. It's servo-driven, so you don't hear that. You hear the motor turning. And if it doesn't find resonance, then it just, that kicks that beep. Beep, beep, beep.
PW1 was fun to watch. That had a real nice tuning circuit in it.
Can you guys do what my 850 does in terms of sideband? Can you double sideband?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I could. I don't know that anybody's ever tried it, but I didn't know if the Flex would do it.
No flexes here.
Well, not the. What do you guys run? An on, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. I've only ever seen that on one
Solid state Japanese transceiver, and that was the 850 that Kendall has. I don't think any other one would do it.
What rig are you on now?
I'm on the DX10,
Which is a Yaesu.
Yeah, it's got a lot of IMD.
That's just great. Really? Let me check the audio.
I'm serious.
Hold on, let me check the audio, see if it's hitting it hard.
No, my gain's at 30. I could throttle it back. I might get something out. Hold on.
It's probably more a function of the amplifier.
It is, maybe. This amp is,
I turned the audio down, so maybe it won't be so punchy and not splashy.
this amp does not like 160.
How is his audio on his FTDX sounding compared to mine last night?
I don't know. I was watching it. Whatever it was, it didn't jump out at me, Gary.
What about audio quality overall?
What?
Of my FTDX versus Ted's.
I really can't say.
That's a good question because if you remember, you guys helped me set this up. And I've left it there. I have not touched it since that day.
I think it sounds good, or else I would have said something. I'm already complaining about your splatter.
That's why I turned the audio back a little. The mic EQ is on, but no processor. I don't dare use a processor. It just doesn't sound right. Yeah, it's probably the amp. I mean, there's some bands that this thing will produce some power. This one, it doesn't. It's 1200 max here at best.
The one thing I did on my FTDX last night, Jeff, I ran the AMC at 100, which I think is probably the best place to put it to disable that feature.
So, I'm looking at mine, and I have it set at 44. That's interesting.
I set mine up last night. Jeff was helping me, and I think the audio turned out pretty damn good.
It did. I don't think we even discussed AMC.
Yeah, because I ran it all the way up to 100, which effectively takes it out of the system.
Now, I know that won't change the way I sound, so, let me try that. Because I can always swing it back to 44.
Well, it will impact the audio, the flavor of the audio.
I would thought it would just keep it from flattering, keep it from going outside the 3KC bandwidth. I guess not. All right. Well, anyway, let me give it a shot.
NC3Z.
N3Z RX. Yeah, that's 100 right there. I don't know if the flatter has gone away.
I could not see or hear a difference.
Yeah, all right. I have a solid state amp that's like entry level, whereas I'm sure you guys are running something a little bit more maybe robust, but a little more quality built.
Well, I'm on the ACOM 2000A.
Yeah, that's a little bit different. I mean, this isn't bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not kicking it. There's been a few people that had to send them back for fixing. Well, I have new neighbors finally. They've been settled in now for about a couple months maybe. So much different in terms of being quiet. Sounds like your amp kicked out. 30 yards away from me, 40 yards. They don't have teenagers, with diesel pickups. You know how teenage boys are. I mean, we were all kids one time. We were all very noisy. And we loved our toys. So did your amp kick out on you, Jeff? Because you were only an S7 the last time over.
Hold on. I'm screwing with my drive because I'm trying to move one of my meters down, and I reduced my drive to 1 watt because I had to key up, and I didn't want to be annoying to everybody because I had to move a meter that only shows up on transmit. It's a long story.
Okay.
But screw it, I'm going to do it anyway. I just have to move a meter here that only shows up when I transmit. I move my screen around, and I'm just going to talk here for a minute while I do this, just so I don't have to do it while I'm receiving. All right.
So I think I may know the answer to this question, but I guess you guys are kind of happy over the election?
Well, just moving out of the country.
Well, tell us how you feel.
Oh, I'm happy about it, but it was a bit of a rift with my wife and I. They almost became an argument, and so I decided it wasn't worth getting into a fight over.
Well, you're not in Bucks County, right? What county are you in?
Chester.
Chester, yeah. Because over in Bucks County, they're openly cheating.
See, I heard there was a lawsuit that they had challenged the county, and the county opened the polls back up to a later time during the night.
No. They realized that their guy lost, Casey, so they're going in to recount the votes, but this time they're going to count all the illegal aliens.
Oh, for the governor.
No, for the Senate seat.
Oh, the Senate. Oh. I didn't hear this. Only.
Yeah. They're openly saying, no, we're going to count all the illegal aliens, because as a Democrat there, some douchebag on the committee, some Democrat douchebag, a real sweat hog pig, said that every vote counts.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of this. That's interesting.
Yeah, the Democrats are cheating. They're absolute cheaters. They cheat. They're dishonest. They're Democrats. They're not even hiding it now. They're literally doing it out loud.
Well, even if it was voted in, right, as a Democrat, we still control the House and the Senate.
Yeah, I don't think the number of votes that they're talking about could possibly change the results of the race, but it's bizarre. Why would they do it then?
I don't know. Why does anybody do anything these days? I mean, I know that's
because they're Democrats.
I know. Sorry, I double with you. I said that's kind of a broad, I don't care answer, but I just can't wrap my head around some of the things I see.
Because they're Democrats.
Well, that is one reason. Having power is an incredible thing.
Well, if it weren't for double standards, Democrats wouldn't have any standards at all. So.
Sorry, but that's not laughing at you. I'm kind of laughing with you. That's just. It's just, I don't know how to describe it. I guess right.
Wait till Matt Gaetz becomes Attorney General. He's going to indict all of them and throw them all in jail.
I don't know when this happened to take place. I was listening to a black radio station on XM under the Disney umbrella, and it was talking about a woman challenging affirmative action in Michigan University due to the fact that he claimed the person was able to get in because she was black using affirmative action. It didn't really have the qualifications to go to that school for that particular whatever she was trying to get over a white person. So the white person was denied, and so they sued, litigated and tried to get, they tried to get into the university. But apparently it was only like 41,000 open spots and 115,000 applicants. So it's really a big challenge to get in, but I've been following that as much as I can. Just amazing what the length people will go to.
They're just Democrats.
NC3Z, top of the hour.
NJ2US.
And 3-0.
W1CIC. Good evening.
There he is.
Hey, good evening.
Hey, Ted. Hi, Joe. Gary.
Now you're here, Lou, you can explain yourself.
Not much to explain. I got run over by a Democrat today.
That's the spirit.
Did it have 4 legs and 6 points?
How'd you know?
Well, the same thing almost happened to me today.
Well, we are in a democratic state. State of confusion.
Lou, I heard Joe Rogan summed it up really well. He said, we no longer have red and blue states. We have, there isn't even any really blue states left. What we have left are blue cities.
Yeah, you're probably right, because they were talking about that.
You look at the color map of New Jersey, there's only two small areas that are blue. That's Newark and Camden. Those are the only densely Democrat areas in the entire state. The rest is all red if you look at the map.
Yeah, this is the first year they did that. It's interesting. Pennsylvania was that way, too. They had a lot of hot spots.
Yeah, I noticed that during the election night. They kept
You know why that is, Ted? Because the Democrats in those counties and cities cheat.
Well, I had no idea that we were such a strong swing state.
What, Connecticut?
No, Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's right. You're in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. No wonder that the last week before the election, both candidates were in the state for the entire week, almost a week and a half. Going from town to town and county to county.
Well, sad truth behind that is the parties that had access to real polls knew that Pennsylvania had not been a swing state for quite some time, and I think they knew it. In other words, the polling was so far off, to say that they were within 2% of each other was an out-and-out lie.
Yeah, I was wondering where you were going with that. Tell you the truth, I didn't really know where it was going to go, which way the election was going to lean, with her or him.
Because it just seemed to be so close that, and I'm getting all my information off TV, so I'm not doing anything else but listening to the talking heads.
I totally understand, and we're all a victim of that. We're all a victim of the Main Street media because we only know what they tell us.
Yeah, they lean towards the end of the story that they want to portray, whether or not it's truthful or not. Whether it's truthful or not, that's not good.
I didn't know that Trump is now the oldest second-term president we've ever had in this country. That was news to me.
Is it what?
I think I heard this correctly. He is now the oldest oldest president in terms of age. Second-term president that this country's ever seen. In other words, his age. His age is, for a second-term president, there's no one that's ever been his age.
See, now, you'd never know from looking at him comparing him to, say, Biden.
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, slow Joe, man. He looks like he's ready for the wheelchair.
He's been decomposing in front of our very eyes.
Me too. I was just older than Trump. What's Trump, 79?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think he's 78.
78.
And I'm 80 in a month.
No age limit on being president, huh?
You think at that age you'd want to retire?
Like I said, man, being in charge, it's got to be something.
In charge of the free world.
Yeah. Man yields a lot of power. Other people that are, way down on the bottom of the food chain, and I'm not being mean when I say that, like local district magistrates have to retire at a certain age, even if they're still cognitive and able to do the job. They can't be reelected here at least in this state.
I'm actually quite surprised to hear that, Ted. Are you sure? You actually have an age limit on magistrates? It's a little unconstitutional.
Yeah, we do. As a matter of fact, I know this because I have a friend, Jim Charlie, who is a local magistrate here in East County, which is my township. Well, a little part of my township anyway, but he had to, he couldn't run, he had to retire due to his age. Which I think it's kind of stupid, I mean, I could see it if the guy was feeble, in a wheelchair and couldn't do the job, but that's not the case.
Okay, just did a quick search, Pennsylvania Title 42, Section 3351. It reads very similar to New Jersey's law with regard to police officers. So, for example, it says that, and this is interesting to check into this. It says judges and magisterial district judges shall be retired upon attaining the age of 75 years. Now, New Jersey has the exact same sounding law, and it applies to police officers. It says, the law in New Jersey says police officers shall be retired upon attaining the age of 65. Now, it does not force a cop to leave. It forces them to close their pension.
Does that mean he can do, in-house work instead of patrol work where you might be required to, run like a madman?
I'm glad you're asking these questions because it's one of those things that I don't think the general public understands. So, absolutely no restriction on a police officer regardless of his age. It's just from a law perspective, pension plans don't want to pay into somebody who lives to be 80 or paying into their pension for 80 years or 60 years. And that's what this is about. So I'm kind of curious in Pennsylvania if what they're saying here is that if you're a magistrate in Pennsylvania, you can no longer benefit from your pension or contribute to your pension after the age of 75.
And question, I think 65 for me, I can still work, but I have to start collecting.
In North Carolina, judges have a mandatory retirement age of 72.
Yeah, but now, does that mean they have to physically leave the job, or does it simply means they're out of the retirement system? See, that's the difference I'm trying to point out here.
No, they have to leave the job. Same with federal agents in the federal government. They must retire at the age of 57.
Wow, that's young.
Well, same thing with airline pilots and air traffic control. It's a mandatory retirement at age 65.
But federal agents are 57.
Yeah, 57. I wonder why that number. I mean, everybody else is like into the 60s. You could be quite fit at 57 and still do your job. Be able to perform physical tasks.
Well, again, the point I'm trying to make, and I know this is difficult, it has nothing to do with your ability. It is more of a money decision.
Oh, I get it.
NC3Z.
NJ2US.
Everything's about money. Yeah, I get it. Sometimes I think they force you out because they look at you as you're not a 20-year-old young guy.
When you stay in a job too long, there's just a lot of math that goes wrong with pension systems, and it's the same for I'm assuming the feds, and it really has nothing to do with your ability to perform. It's all about the money.
Always been that way. I mean, it's even that way with the insurance industry when it comes to your medical insurance. You hit age 65 and everything changes.
I don't know. It doesn't apply to the private sector. I mean, I'm gainfully employed, making a regular salary at age 66, and I'm fully retired.
But you had to go to Medicare, correct?
Yeah, but that doesn't cost me anything. Medicare is mandatory at 65. We don't pay for it, though.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I mean. It's not like you could be under the company's umbrella with their insurance. You have to. It could be supplemental, I guess, but it's not 100% covered.
Yeah, and that's where the system, right, exactly, where the federal government, by way of federal law, kind of takes over your major hospitalization at age 65, which does reduce the load on private insurance.
Do you think there should be insurance reform in the medical field, the medical insurance? Do you feel the need?
Do you see the need for reform?
Yeah, I do. But again, I'm not an expert in it, so I can't even begin to tell you what's better. All I know is that insurance shouldn't be mandatory. And again, I think the law federally has changed. I don't think the federal law. Now, check me on this. I don't know, because I've continuously had insurance. So, is it not true now that they eliminated the individual mandate? You are not required by federal law to have health insurance.
Yeah, I don't know. I know sometimes it helps to continue it if you say you're let go from a job, and you pick up COBRA, but boy, that could really hurt a person when it comes to that.
There's nothing cheap about COBRA, though. See, that's the problem.
Yeah, I know.
It's not like I bet you everybody's been there at least once.
The problem with the insurance company is the deductibles.
Yeah, that always varies. Always varies. If you have a large group and your plan is big because your company is 300 people or better, then your plan can always be a little easier on the individuals. Whereas a smaller group, a company of 20 or 40, a big burden on the employer.
Well, see, there's two types of insurance. See, that's a group plan. That's totally different. There's not a large segment of the population that can be a member of a group insurance policy. A lot of people have to buy private insurance on the open market.
Oh, yeah. I remember a truck driver getting on the radio once and saying that he couldn't afford it. It would cost him $10,000 back in the Obama healthcare.
Oh, it's like you said, a lot of families have like these $10,000 deductibles. I mean, you gotta pay the first $10,000 of your medical care.
have one prescription that's so minuscule in terms of cost, but I never can understand why 1 week it'll be, or 1 month it'll be $2 and the next it's $4. And then the third month it'll be $3.25. It's always different.
That's a fair question. Don't you have anybody you can call and ask?
If it wasn't such a small price, I wouldn't worry about it. So, and, if it was something that the deductible would be, 300, and then 1 month be 100, yeah, I would call the insurance provider and ask what's going on.
Yeah, but is that a deductible or a copay?
It's a copay. I'm sorry, it's a copay. It's for a very minor anxiety prescription, and it's just. If you had to pay for it out of pocket, I think it doesn't even exceed $10, but it's always different. It is what it is.
Yeah, but is it cheaper than Jack Daniels?
Yeah. Yeah, it never exceeded $10. Jack probably works better.
Yeah, I mean, but isn't like Budweiser an anxiety medicine?
Ooh. Budweiser, I think, is more like a laxative medicine. Don't tell me you enjoy that.
I don't drink.
That's gonna say.
I'm not a teetotaler. I mean, I can have a beer occasionally just because, if it's a really hot day, but I'm just not a drinker. I've never really enjoyed alcohol. I don't drink liquor. I'll have an occasional beer, but it's rare.
Sounds like me.
Budweiser's a common man, I guess. And I don't mean to sound bad when I say that, but it's very popular. But it is not, one of the top 10.
In fact, the last time I had a beer, it's interesting because I can remember each and every time. I was up in Boston at the police chiefs convention, and we went out to a Mexican restaurant. And this happens to me all the time. It's always socially awkward for me. So there's 15 of us at the table. Everybody's ordering drinks. And, they're ordering up these drinks that I don't even know the names of. Look, you know how guys order drinks. They all have their favorite. And they all sound like just whatever it is. Jack on the rocks, whatever it is they're drinking. Everybody has their thing. And it comes around, and then there is another percentage that don't drink hard liquor, but they'll have a beer. So my go-to is a Coors Light. Period. That's it. It's easy to say. Coors Light.
Yeah, that's very popular beer. You find that on tap at most bars. Same with Bud.
Yeah, and then I'll just nurse that glass for the next hour.
You're right. Have a martini on the ice with a twist 11 at 600. Oh yeah, make it dirty.
Everybody's got, it's funny. I mean, it's like a hobby of mine. I like listening to what everybody orders, and I just know their vice going around the table.
What's the difference between dirty and neat?
Dirty is they use olive oil. Not olive oil. Oh yeah, olive oil.
Really?
Oh, not olive oil. Juice.
Oh.
Lou?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm good. I'm behaving.
Never had martini. I don't know what it's like.
Well, it's gin with vermouth. White vermouth. 2 to 1. Or if you like them dry, with an eyedropper for the vermouth. Some like olives, some like white onions. Twist the lemon.
Lou, you're starting to sound like a real lush.
Well, this is way back when I used to love my martinis back in the 80s.
And Lou, you've also got the Manhattan. Don't forget that.
Yeah, that's right. That's the red vermouth.
No, that's whiskey.
Whiskey?
Yes.
I thought they used the red vermouth.
Nope, they use whiskey and vermouth to make a Manhattan.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Gotcha.
I had at a dinner once. I had a Long Island iced tea, and you wouldn't know it was liquor. And man, oh man, does it punk?
NC3Z.
Me mule.
W1THC.
And J2US.
And 3ZRX.
Lou goes on about, what's that drink that you like, Lou? Sex on the beach?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know, but it sounds interesting.
What's the other drink? It's called Skip and Go Naked.
Oh boy. I think that's when you had too many.
Yeah, you're right. I was in the Army. It was hard to find my barracks. I went out drinking.
They don't look the same.
Yeah, they do.
I can see you waking up in the morning. What am I doing here?
And I know it's happened. Ah, yes, the good old days.
When we were in our early 20s, had a group of, I don't know, 10, 15, maybe more. Bunch of beer, head down to Cecil County Dragway, and just have a good old time. Watch the racing, have a few beers, eat some greasy cheeseburgers, and come home. Don't think I'd try that today.
Do you get to Cecil County often?
Used to when I was in my 20s, maybe the early 30s. Used to go down religiously, but it's been a long time since I've been there.
My kid's a sheriff's deputy there.
Oh, no kidding. At one time, it was every other weekend due to the noise ordinance, and that went away. I'm not even sure if it's still around.
What's still around?
Cecil County. It's been so long since I've been there. I'm not sure if it's still open. Wait a minute.
What in Cecil County is still open?
Oh, the Dragway down there right before you get to 95.
Oh, no. I think we discussed this some time ago, and I looked it up on the map. There's nothing left of it.
Okay. I was there once when a woman lost her life. That was not a pleasant Sunday.
Did you get hit?
Yeah, she couldn't stop. She went into the traps, and then that even went through them, and then into the woods afterwards, and that was that. I mean, they pulled her out, but I think the next day she passed.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, it was not a good day.
Gary, I watched that video. What was so heart-stopping about it?
It's supposed to be the most dangerous airport to come into.
What's that, St. Thomas?
No, Paro in Bhutan.
Ooh.
I think that's because you get shot at when you're on final approach.
You know, that one house there, right before the end of the runway, you must have a great view into the cockpit on every flight coming in.
Didn't they just do that in Haiti?
Yeah, they put several rounds in a Spirit flight.
Who runs Haiti, man? The gangs or the government?
Gangs. I mean, it's a civil war going on there right now.
There's been no government for a long time.
Yeah, like little puppet regimes, I imagine.
No, not even that. I mean, when I was down there in 2010, it was just as bad.
Wow. I would never go there. I mean, even in humanitarian reasons, I just taking your life in your hands.
Well, we were all heavily armed, so didn't have a problem.
Airline has daily regular flights in and out of that country. Of course, I think the feds put a stop to that now. They're not flying in and out of there now.
Yeah, we were heavily armed when we were down there, so we didn't have a problem.
Yeah, you got to have you got to be the bigger dog on the block. Wasn't that where that infamous guy from the 50s, Papa Doc?
Yeah, Papa Doc and his son Baby Doc.
Yeah, they were brutal dictators.
I think they were ham radio guys too.
No way. Not gonna buy that one.
You know, we have, speaking of airports like this, I mean, looks like a challenge in a larger commercial aircraft, you know, an air carrier. You do that at any, Cessna 172 or Piper Arrow, Piper Archer. It must be a pretty fun airport to fly into. We got airports like that here, like, for example, Rutland, Vermont's kind of like that.
Yeah, a 737. Well, that's in a dead-end canyon, so there is really very little go-around on that. But yeah, it's literally in a dead-end canyon.
And there are no go-arounds. You either land or you crash.
But yeah, that's 737 is the biggest plane I think they bring in there.
You know what? You look at some of the videos of the old original Hong Kong airport. That used to have some unique approaches. It's been closed for a couple of years now, but those are some fun YouTube videos.
Oh, yeah, that's Princess. What was her name? It was Princess something. But yeah, 747s coming in below apartment complexes.
Yeah, they would actually steer. They'd have those big billboards, orange and white billboards that they had to visually identify to make their turns to come down the slot.
Oh, plus they had tremendous crosswinds, and a lot of those, besides doing all that, then you got to crab all the way in.
Looks like at least an 8,000-foot runway.
runway is 3,900 feet.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's pretty short. But the one I just saw land there, the 737, he turned off with plenty of runway remaining.
Well, the other problem is, you know what the altitude of that runway is? 18,000 feet. NC3Z.
NJ2US, yes, that does complicate it.
N3Z, right?
W1D, I see.
All right. It was lengthened. It's now 4,600 feet.
There was a video I saw on YouTube,
Facebook that sent around.
and it showed something that looked like a,
I don't know. I don't know aircraft. It looked like something,
maybe a 130, a tanker,
but it was on a carrier.
Oh.
It was a carrier that had two launch, whatever the hell you want to call it.
And it went all the way to the back of the carrier and turned. And you could see it turn, and then it took off, and it looked like it was going to hit the water, but skimmed along and gained altitude.
Oh, correction. Pyro is now 7,400 feet runway.
Okay, that looks a little more reasonable.
Yeah, they kept lengthening it because I guess they kept coming up short.
I was amazed once that we had a fighter aircraft circle out here. I don't know where, but you could certainly hear it. And the reasoning they said that we heard was because Biden was coming in at that airport down by HRO in Delaware at the military base. They put a fighter aircraft up to do pattern sweeps, I guess.
Oh man, when this thing came across what appeared to be our neighborhood, I'm sure it wasn't. It was just loud and loud.
Had everybody outside.
It had been a TFR breach, and they may have scrambled for some small ham radio operator flying in a Cessna 150.
Yeah, I wonder what that was.
That's Wilmington Airport, Newcastle County Airport. I used to fly in there all the time. There was a real nice diner restaurant right within walking distance of the terminal building. I used to go there probably 3-4 times a month. I'm trying to think of the name. It was a chain. I don't know. Dutch Pantry comes to mind. It was really, kind of like a Denny's type restaurant with a salad bar. It was really good.
That's on the base?
Well, it's not a base. It's a municipal airport, but I think, who is it? Boeing, Gary, has a facility there. That's where they built the one they had problems with. They still have problems with it. We used to talk about it all the time. You'll know the name of it. The
22 Osprey.
Osprey, yeah, that's where the Osprey was. They experimented. They had a very infamous crash of an Osprey there, believe it or not. And it's, I guess it's an air guard base.
There's been quite a few Osprey crashes, if I can recall.
And that video was captured on. That's another video you can watch on YouTube. The Osprey crash at Wilmington. It's pretty dramatic.
That's because it was a test flight, so they had it all video and everything else going on every time they flew that thing.
And that's the who uses that? Mainly the Marine
And the Air Force.
Okay.
Air Force has a big contingent of them.
I thought the what the hell was it the British had? The Harrier I think we had a version too, but I thought Marines were the ones that wanted something like that.
Yeah. Here, AV-8B, that still flies. It's a local base here. They still fly them all the time.
Yeah, I can't. That thing must put off a ton of air, to vertically ascend and then take off.
Well, surprisingly, it's not too awfully powerful, but it's small. It is a small aircraft.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good night. I'm my wife. W1DIC. Have a good day tomorrow.
All right, Lou. See you.
Hey, Lou. Good night.
Good night, Lou.
Take care.
Counting down the days, Lou. The AV-8B Harrier was supposed to have been decommissioned a couple of years ago for the place of the F-35, and still flying to this day because they can't get the F-35s to fly worth a damn.
It's not funny, but
Isn't there another low and slow kind of fighter aircraft? The what's that thing with the two engines in the back?
The A-10.
Rubber.
The A-10.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's still in service too.
Yep.
That's got a much better safety record.
yeah, I thought that one time when the Gulf War was going on, I remember someone describing that it can come back all shot up because it has like 3 redundant systems for everything it needs, so it can take a beat.
Just keep on coming.
It's a flying Gatling gun.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Oh, it was designed around the GAU-8. They put the GAU-8 out there first, and then they said build a plane around it.
I've never seen, but I've only on television, is
They put a howitzer in an aircraft, and you've seen the recoil on those.
it doesn't throw the aircraft in the air every time it fires.
It wasn't a howitzer, it was a Bofor.
Isn't it the same thing?
Bofor is actually a recoilless version of that. It's called a recoilless cannon.
Oh, okay.
So, BOFOR is what the big gun in the air. I had the C-130 and another aircraft before that, but yeah. Look up the difference between a Bofor and a howitzer.
Okay.
Well, I'll give it a look. I'm not going to do it tonight, but I'll give it a look. Yeah, I always wondered. I mean, see them things jump off the ground when they fire. And I thought, hell, man, let's put that in an aircraft.
Springs and everything else on that barrel, and that barrel reciprocates backwards to take a lot of the recoil out.
I'm looking at it now, 40 millimeter.
Oh, the Bofor?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about it on the news, but I haven't watched much. Is the North Koreans had sent a division over to fight against the Ukrainians with the Russians, and I heard they got the crap kicked out of them.
There was 40,000 of them.
Okay, I heard 10 at first. All right. Boy, they always worry about escalation, but what's going on the other side? Jeez.
There are spares that Kim Jong-il had.
I thought they said that he had the third largest army, but I guess you can have the largest army maybe if you haven't been in action since, 1950?
Well, they were saying that about the Republican Guard was the largest, most deadly army. What happened to that?
Yeah.
Well, they did see action with Iran.
I mean, I guess the Koreans, they haven't fought anybody since the 50 war. I don't know if that means anything, but I was surprised to hear that there was that many people joining with the Russians.
NC3Z on a 40, and I'm going to call it a night. See y'all later.
Yeah, I guess it's about that time. All right. Have a good night, guys. Nice talking with you all. N3ZRX. Catch you soon.